Hello everyone, today I'll be doing my nails. Today I'll be more focused on the design part, not more of the application. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. So the first thing I will be doing is etching the inside of the nail tips. I'm using the brand Beetles in Almond Medium. When sizing your nail tips, you need them to fit sidewall to sidewall, so there's no gaps, and if it's too small, then you can just take a bigger size, and if that is too big, just file down the sides a little bit. So after sizing down my nails, I will take my drill at the lowest speed and then etch the inside of the nail tip. After I've etched all the nail tips, we're moving on to cuticle prep. So I'm using this instant cuticle remover and applying it a little bit around the cuticle. And then I'm using this cuticle pusher to remove all the dead skin off. After that, I'm taking my nail drill and etching the top layer of my nail. You of course don't need to use a drill, you can always use a file or a buffing block. Now moving on to dehydrator primer. First I'm using the dehydrator and going in with a good amount of it. Now moving on to primer. When you're applying primer, be very careful to not put too much, because too much primer can make your nails pop off. Now taking this nail glue and applying a thin coat of it onto all my nails. And then I'm curing my nails for 60 seconds in the big lamp. Now taking the same exact extend gel, now applying a thin coat of it onto the nail tips, the length of your natural nails, and then scraping off a glob of extend gel. And then taking the nail tip, going at a 45-degree angle and pushing down on the nail, and then curing it under a small UV lamp. Now I'm doing the same exact thing for all the rest of my nails. After I've applied all my nail tips, I cure my nails for 60 seconds in a big lamp. And now I just did the same exact thing on my other hand. Now moving on to filing, I'm using 2 files and 1 buffer. When doing my nail shaping, I clip off a little bit of the nail tip and then file around with a file. I do like the length of these nail tips, but today I wanted them a little bit shorter. After filing down my nails, I will take the same exact extend gel and just build up the apex. This is the part that takes the longest for me, but what I do is put down a slip layer and then take a glob of the extend gel and just move it at the highest point of the nail and just slowly build it downwards. I do as well suggest using a nail brush to kind of move the gel around, and this is how it should look like afterwards. And then I'm doing that same exact thing on all of my nails. Of course, you don't need to do this, you can always just leave them as they are. Now again, I have done both my hands. For the base color, I'm using the brand Beetles. These are the two shades I'll be using. First, I'm doing the darker shade and on top the lighter one, and putting one layer of each of these colors. Now I'm doing one coat of the lighter color on top. So moving now on to the design, I've been seeing a lot of these kind of nails that have different designs on each of the nails. And the first thing I will be doing is applying French tips on my pointer finger and my ring finger. When I'm drawing my French tips, I draw a line across the nail and then from the corners of the nails and then connect it in a U shape. Next up, I'm taking this 3D gel and I'm applying a flower on my middle finger and taking a good amount of it and just rolling it out. I did hear when using 3D gel you need to use gloves or you can get like gel allergies. I didn't know that, so if you're using 3D gel, please use gloves. Anyway, after you have rolled out the 3D gel, I cut it into 4 equal portions, and afterwards I can roll them into little beads. Now I'm going to be showing you how I do the petal shapes. I take the little bead and push it downwards to make into like a petal shape. So this wasn't the first time when I was doing this flower. This was like my 4th or 5th attempt at doing this flower, and each time I thought this flower looked alright and was like, oh, it looks really good, and then I looked at it like up close and looked horrible. So I think this was the best attempt at doing this flower, but I feel like if I do this again I need more practice on it. I did know some things that I did wrong while doing this. I think I needed to place the beads all at the same exact time to know like the placement of them and then kind of shape them, not individually. After shaping the flower, I did cure it for 60 seconds in a big lamp. Then I'm going with the shade I-051 and then I'm painting the inside of the flower with a detailed brush. And this color I'm just putting in the middle of the flower and a little bit at the ends. Now I'm going in with the darker color and just mixing it back with the lighter one, and then placing small dots on the flower petals. After that, I applied a thin coat of this Beetles top coat. And in the center of the flower, I put some caviar beads. And then afterwards, I thought it was a little plain, so I added a little leaf, and I'm using this green color. And then on my pointer finger, I'm applying a thin coat of top coat, curing that for about 20 seconds, and then taking this chrome and just putting the chrome on top. Afterwards, I applied a thin coat of top coat. And then I placed pearl beads around the French tip. And then I did the same exact thing on my ring finger. Now on my pinky finger and my thumb, I did a gradient. And while doing the gradient, I used a sponge and I used the same exact shade that I used on the flower. And I think I did 4 or 5 coats of it to get a good pigment out of it. And then afterwards, I put some pearls on top. So that will be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. All these products that I used in this video will be linked down below. And yeah, bye for now.